Welcome back to another video. Uh, I'm going to go over understanding HOAs. My name is Tianna Thompson. I'm a realtor with Real Broker LLC here in Florida, and I'm just demystifying the home buying process for new homeowners, so you can understand how it works, right? So you can make the best or a more informed decision. So let's talk about the HOA, right? So if you're a first-time home buyer and you're considering buying a property with a homeowners association, it's important to understand how they work, right? So let's see if an HOA is the best option for you. So I can't tell you if you should or shouldn't go with an HOA, but I'll give you an unbiased opinion of information about the HOA. Right. So what is an HOA? It stands for Homeowners Association. It's an organization that's responsible for managing and maintaining a community, right? So it could be a neighborhood, a condominium, or a townhome development. When you buy a home in an HOA property, you automatically become a member and you agree to follow its rules, right? So when you're signing up to the HOA, not only are you signing to purchase a home, you're signing up to follow the rules of that HOA. So when you want to make sure you're clear on what's required, what's involved in being a member of an HOA. So what does an HOA do? They maintain common areas like parks, pools, sidewalks, clubs, and make sure that they're clean and they are functional. They enforce community rules and they provide amenities in some instances, like gated entrances, playgrounds, gyms. Not all HOAs have this, but some may. And then they may organize events, community events like holiday gatherings and block parties to foster neighborhood connections, right? So, how much does an HOA cost? It really depends on the HOA. So, HOA fees are either monthly, quarterly, or annually, and they are here. So while you can pay off your mortgage, you don't pay off an HOA. These are fees that you pay to maintain the community, right? And maintain your property. So it can range from $100 to $1,000, and that can be monthly, quarterly, or annually, depending on the HOA. But when you're buying a property, typically that information is clearly disclosed to you, right? Sometimes HOAs have special assessments, and this essentially means that a homeowner is required to pay additional fees for large-scale repairs or unexpected expenses, such as replacing community roof and upgrading facilities. So sometimes that will happen, and I can speak with you more about that if you decide that you want a property that's in an HOA. So what rules should you expect, right? The rules typically cover and often cover, and this is not like these are not the only rules, right? And not every HOA will have every single thing I've listed. So the exterior appearance, so there can be rules about paint colors. You may not be able to paint your house a specific color. They may have rules about the landscaping, fencing, or any kind of decorations you have. Property use, there may be rules about parking, how pets are kept, and whether or not you can rent your property out. There may be rules on noise levels, which um, they may have quiet hours enforced just to make sure everybody's comfortable, right? It's a peaceful environment for everybody in the community. Now, here are potential pros of an HOA. Um, in an ideal situation, or ideally, you'd have a well-maintained community, right? You're paying an HOA fee, and it would hopefully be to maintain the property so that it's clean and appealing. There is the amenity access if you have amenities. So if they have a gym or a pool, then you have access to that. Not all HOAs have this, of course. And then ideally, it would be for the property value protection, right? So a lot of people will buy an HOA property with the assumption that their property value is going to be protected. I cannot guarantee this, but the goal of the HOA is to maintain the community. So in that case, if the community is maintained, ideally, then you would have that property value protection, right? And then, of course, community living, HOAs. Some HOAs, they foster a sense of belonging, right? By having regular activities and, things like that and meetings. And then potential cons of an HOA, additional costs. This may or may not be an issue. You have that in addition to your monthly housing expenses. So in addition to your mortgage, you're going to be paying HOA fees. Some people don't like the restrictions of an HOA. Having certain things enforced, they may not like that. And then special assessments that may come up because sometimes those are, unplanned expenses, even though they would communicate this to you beforehand, right? And then also with the enforcement issue, failing to comply with rules may result in fines or legal action with an HOA, right? So, questions that you want to ask before buying a property in an HOA community. How much are the fees? You want to figure out, is it monthly? Um, do they have a history of increasing? What do the fees cover? What services or amenities are included? Are there any special assessments that are coming up? Do they have any projects that you're going to need to be contributing to? And then what are the rules? You want to make sure you understand that clearly. And is the HOA financially healthy? Is it properly managed? You can always do your research and figure out if an HOA property is right for you. So here's the tip. You want to bit budget for HOA fees if you decide to get an HOA property. You want to make sure you understand the rules of the HOA and the fees before you move forward. And then talk to me, your realtor. You want to ask questions about the specifics of the HOA so that the realtor will advocate on your behalf. I have a few clients that are looking at HOA properties, and that's something I do. I get all the information, I present it to my buyer, and then they make the final decision, right? So is an HOA may be right for you if you're comfortable with community rules, having a well-maintained community, ideally. That's what the HOA is geared toward. Having, being able to possibly maintain the property value and having certain things taken care of that you know, wouldn't have to find money for, right? Just making sure the property is maintained and you have that peace of mind, right? It may not be right for you if you are not comfortable with what I've stated before. All right. So I am Tiana. I'm licensed in Florida. You can block a 30-minute session with me. The links are in the description below. You can send me an email at sunshinehospfl@gmail.com, and I'll get you started on subscribing to monthly educational videos that help you to understand the home buying process, emails if you want that, but most importantly, weekly listings so you can find your property, find your dream property. All right. So thank you for taking the time out to watch this video. I'll see you in another recording in the series. All right. Bye.